The lecture hall hummed with quiet anticipation as Zorath adjusted his learning device, its vibrant holograms flickering faintly in the low light. Among the gathered students, a medley of alien species from across the galaxy, he was both intrigued and skeptical about today's topic. Humans. Primitive bipeds from a minor planet, with no advanced genetic modifications or technological reliance. What could possibly make them worthy of academic scrutiny? Dr. Vokran, a towering figure with skin that shimmered like polished obsidian, stepped to the center of the room. His voice carried the authority of countless years spent studying the physiology of species from the edges of the galaxy. Today, we examine a species that defies medical understanding, Homo sapiens. Humans. A ripple of muted reactions swept through the audience. Some scoffed audibly. Others exchanged glances of disbelief. Zorath remained quiet but folded his arms in silent judgment. The professor gestured toward the center of the room, where a hologram sprang to life. A human figure, shivering violently, huddled in snow-covered mountains, seemingly on the brink of collapse. What you see here is a human surviving sub-zero temperatures. No external heating systems. No advanced thermal suits. Just instinct and willpower. Zorath leaned forward as the professor continued. Humans employ a peculiar technique, shivering to generate body heat and improvising insulation. They use their environment, snow, bark, even animal hides, to retain warmth. Their bodies adapt by prioritizing core temperature, sacrificing extremities to preserve vital organs. A student raised a bioluminescent appendage. Dr. Vokran, wouldn't any species with sufficient ingenuity manage similar feats? Dr. Vokran's expression didn't change. Perhaps. But humans do so under conditions where other species simply surrender. What you'll soon understand is that their ingenuity is merely one layer of their survival mechanism. The hologram shifted. A dilapidated vessel drifted in the vacuum of space, its hull cracked and leaking atmosphere. Inside, two humans worked furiously. One soldered wires while the other patched holes with salvaged materials. This scene, the professor explained, depicts a human crew repairing a life support system during a catastrophic failure. They used nothing more than basic tools and sheer determination. Their species has a remarkable ability to adapt quickly, often thinking creatively under stress. Zorath frowned, skeptical. And yet their survival rates can't compare to species with superior physiology or technology, can they? Dr. Vokran nodded, acknowledging the point.
True.
Humans are not the strongest, fastest, or most advanced. Yet they survive what others cannot. Their uniqueness lies not in their biology alone but in their willpower and capacity to adapt emotionally and physically to crises. The lights dimmed further, and a final image appeared. A human woman, scarred but smiling, was pulling a child from rubble. Both had endured days trapped underground following an earthquake. The class fell silent. Humanity's survival instinct, Dr. Vokran concluded, is unparalleled. It is not their strength, but their refusal to succumb. And that is why we study them. Zorath couldn't suppress the faintest flicker of curiosity. What made such a fragile species so indomitable? For the first time, he felt a strange admiration for the creatures he had once dismissed as insignificant. As the murmurs of curiosity subsided, Dr. Vokran gestured toward the side of the room. From the shadows stepped a figure that instantly caught the student's attention, a human. She was lean and weathered, her posture upright but relaxed, radiating a quiet confidence. This, Dr. Vokran said, is Captain Lina Thompson. She has agreed to share her personal experiences to help us understand her species' remarkable resilience. Lina's voice was steady, her words deliberate. You've learned about our physical and psychological adaptability, but I want to tell you what it feels like to survive. Not as a statistic or a case study, but as a human living through the impossible. She paused, scanning the room, her gaze unwavering. I once led an expedition to a planet with an atmosphere laced with toxic particulates. We didn't realize the extent of the danger until our filtration systems failed. For 12 hours, we had no clean air. Breathing felt like swallowing fire, our lungs burned, and every step was agony. The room was silent, captivated. I knew we couldn't wait for rescue, she continued. So I led my team in adapting. We used fragments of our damaged suits to fashion crude respirators. We found pockets of less toxic air and rationed our movements to conserve strength. It wasn't pretty, and it wasn't perfect. But we survived because we refused to stop trying. A student raised a trembling appendage. How did you maintain hope in such conditions? Lina's expression softened. Hope isn't always a grand feeling. Sometimes, it's just the refusal to give up. It's putting one foot in front of the other, even when every part of you screams to stop. For humans, survival is often a choice we make, moment by moment. Dr. Vokran interjected, and yet, Captain, your species is not uniquely equipped for such environments biologically. Why do you think humans succeed where others fail? Lina's lips curved into a faint smile. Because we embrace failure. Every mistake teaches us something new. We fall, but we get back up, often stronger. That mindset isn't just about survival, it's about growth. She shared another story, this time about a solo mission gone awry. Stranded on a barren moon with limited supplies, she had to improvise a way to extract oxygen from the mineral-rich soil. I used a broken component from my ship, and a process I barely understood. It worked barely. But that's the thing about humans. We'll try anything if it means staying alive. The questions came quickly now, the alien students eager to understand. One asked about the role of emotion in survival, another about the human tendency to sacrifice for others. Lina answered each with clarity, emphasizing humanity's unique combination of logic, creativity, and deep emotional bonds. At our core, Lina concluded, humans survive because we find meaning in the struggle. Whether it's protecting others, solving a problem, or simply defying the odds, we don't see adversity as the end. We see it as a challenge. Her words hung in the air, resonating deeply with everyone present. Even Zorith, who had been skeptical, felt a sense of awe. Humans, he realized, were not just resilient, they were relentless.